just coming through some beautiful ancestral lands. Have the opportunity to experience nature in a very different way at the minute, and see some beautiful new scenery. And I think that kind of reminded me of Jamaica. I think I did a little video about how everything's recorded in nature. Maybe I was probably a little bit high as a herbalist, but and the more that we connect with the practice of earth intimacy and touching trees, and hands are magic, and we get messages, we get the opportunity to awaken things in ourselves, in our minds, in our soul, in our bodies that help us to level up and help us to move from lower vibrations of 3D emotions and dysregulation more to sort of 4D and 5D harmony within nature and balance and peace and alignment. And I think, a lot of us are more sensitive than we realise. People call ourselves hypersensitive and empath and emotional, but a lot of us are all more sensitive than we realise and absorbing things that we don't need to be absorbing, especially in cityscapes. And the practice of coming back to nature, to these beautiful ancient lands, wherever we can access them, because there's always going to be trees and things that talk to us, and sacred ferns and fairies and various things that will call to us. And it's really part of the integration. It's part of that daily breath work and daily meditation and connection to spirit. And I can't remember who it was, Malidoma Patrice Some, or someone was talking about, when souls transition, they tend to congregate in nature. And that's why, when we're in the middle of a forest or a woodland, or could be even in the middle of the desert, maybe, I don't know, not been there yet or felt it, but we never feel alone, because that's where souls congregate. And in the city, there's a lot more restless spirits and darker energies that are maybe sort of displaced and haven't found peace. And that is why I know that's part of the reason why I became an end-of-life doula is, oh my God, sunlight is amazing. Because in order to support the realms and support alignment and peace across creation and consciousness, it's important that we find our peace before we transition in this realm. And so end of life is that time where we want to be, I was going to say tying up loose ends, but it's not a nice way of saying it, of, coming to terms with anything that we regret. Or, I don't regret anything, but I know, having worked with sort of elders, is that there's things they wish they'd done differently, or people that they wish they'd resolved things with, or lovers they wish they'd connected to and differently. And while we're alive, we do need to be taking those chances too, and risks. And obviously they can be painful because it's the heart, and we've all been wounded in the heart space. But anyway, sorry, a bit tangenty, but ultimately end of life is where we can come back to ourselves and our inner child and peace, and realigning all of the wounding that we've had and healing ourselves before we transition, because then we won't be restless souls. And I think I've talked about it on another video before. We can start to support the realms together, rather than having weirdo practitioners use restless confirmation, weirdo practitioners using other realms to send restless souls to those who are trying to level up, heal, do things differently. They are blocking the healing process. But anyway, I think I'm going to say goodbye there, but basically it's time to touch a little tree if you haven't recently.